Roger Snipes.
Hey, how you doing?
Right in the house.
In the hail.
Really have pleasure to have this guy, I would say, a walking legend, you know? From the very beginning, where are you from, where you were raised, what's your kind of a little story?
I lived in North London, Tottenham, for about 15 years. I've now moved to Essex, so I'm living in Essex at the moment. I started off sprinting, so I was sprinting for about 4 years. I used to run for Haringey, which is North London. And I sort of then kind of hung up the spike shoes in favor of bodybuilding.
Yeah, how old you were at the time? When you...
I started bodybuilding, well, I started off at home really, at 15. And then I joined the gym when I was 16. I sort of got a bit more passionate about bodybuilding, I would say, when I was 18.
So what was the reason at the time to decide to go in a fitness bodybuilding kind of way?
Well, I always was interested in sculpting the body. When I started off sprinting, there was a few people I looked up to. Probably in late 2009, I was just like rummaging through a magazine which came to my house, because I used to subscribe to Men's Health magazine. And I saw a guy on the front cover and I thought, I think I look better than him. What is he doing there? When I went to a photo shoot, the photographer at the time, he mentioned that he was in awe of my physique, and he said, have you ever thought about competing? With competing, that had never crossed my mind, because I consider myself as an introvert. I like to keep myself to myself.
Almost 6 years now, when you decided that's it, that's what I'm going to do. But the thing is also, you have to think how you're making your money and stuff like that. Going a little bit back before, when it was just your hobby, what was how did you make your living? Do you have any, as like a profession or a trade?
I actually studied video production, funny enough.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, back in, I went to college and I studied video techniques, and then afterwards went to university and studied video production, which was more towards, it was a lot to do with digital editing, broadcast. I enjoyed watching movies, and I just thought, imagine if you're able to create your own movie.
So that's why when Roger posts his videos and on YouTube or Twitter or of course Instagram, you can see that there's a lot of artistic feel to it. What is the big picture?
Well, it's almost like I'm taking every day as it comes. Obviously, we all have goals. I'm just trying to set myself mini goals every year and hope that I can achieve each one. I never even thought that I would be as far as I am today within the fitness industry. But all I got to say is that I've had some great support behind me in terms of my sponsorship and body engineers. I mean, my next step is to compete in the WBFF World Championship, which is this year, August. Yeah.
Tell me about that experience. How was it? Like, who was he? Did he notice? You said that you noticed him first. I mean, because of course.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Roger Snipes. and you just looked around.
Bothering me during my set. I was like, bro. No. First time, obviously, when he turned up at the gym, which I work at, everybody was like, oh my God, do you see who it is? You know. So there's The Rock there with his hoodie on, and he's training, and. You know, you just think to yourself, man, this is like one of those opportunities that you just can't miss. Just even if he says no, you just gotta ask at least for a photo. So, you know, I just thought, let me just wait.
Well, he does the curl.
Yeah, while it's kind of just do a selfie there. Cheers. Just wait until he's finished. I mean, nobody likes to be disturbed during a set. So I thought, all right, I've seen his Instagram videos. I know he's serious about his training.
Focus.
Focus.
And he does the
pec dance. Yeah. So yeah, asked him for a photo, and he was like really kind enough to say, yeah, sure, no problem. I was like, amazing. And
the next time he actually asked you if he can jump in and do some training with you.
Yeah, all I heard over my shoulder was, hey brother, you mind if I join in?
Nice.
And I was like, yeah. You know, I almost wanted to just leave it. Look, it's all yours. You know? What do you say? Like, you know, it was amazing. Yeah, so, you know, we was sort of jumping in between the same equipment. And because I was doing like small little videos for my Instagram page, I asked him if it's okay if he was to record me, and he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. No problem, brother. After he recorded me, he actually said that I'd made some significant gains since the last time he saw me. He goes, yeah, you've definitely improved. So, you know, for me, just the fact that he remembered from the last visit, it was just quite, you know, it's quite overwhelming.
I believe you have the similar idea about if he can do it, why I couldn't do it, you know? It's like, like at the moment I do some trainings and a lot of challenges, and I feel like, dude, if this guy can do it, I can do that as well, and I can maybe do it better, you know? So it's all about just trying and stuff. Yeah, talking about my training, so I'm doing gymnastics and I do all this stuff, and Roger today, he gave me amazing privilege to be his coach for a little bit. And so we were working on a human flag. That was the main focus, and we did some conditioning, some warm-up. So it was like a little bit different world of what Roger usually does. So how was it? How was the whole experience for you?
It was amazing because when I'm doing my resistance training in the gym, it's there's not so much warm-up involved. You know, I might start off with a couple of warm-up sets, which will literally be 2-3 minutes maximum, and then I'll probably start to load up the weight and then, you know, work against the force of nature with resistance. However, with this type of training here in gymnastics, the warm-up, it felt like it was lasting forever. I thought, man, this is like a circuit training. I felt pretty exhausted before I even got started. But, you know, it was amazing to see a new challenge which I had put myself through to see what I was capable of doing. And it got to the point where I actually felt, am I able to complete this? You know, it felt so, you know, amazingly, it was just like physically overwhelming at a certain point. There were certain exercises which was very awkward for me, like on the parallel bars where I think I had to lean back.
Then push forward.
Yeah, and then rock myself forward, and it was all to do with core balance and strength. And yeah, it was just a whole new challenge for me.
Do you think some of this stuff can be taken actually for bodybuilders? And what would be the benefits? What could be the benefits of that?
I think just like, I think you definitely can take it on board. I think it helps to condition the body a different way, rather than just doing up, down, or left and right with the bodybuilding training. It's good to have a bit of diversity in your training as well. With bodybuilding, for myself, it's you know, it's almost like a challenge which I had set myself. I just thought it looks nice to see that, you know, you can chisel your body the way you want. Yeah. And yeah, like sculpting, as a lot of people would say. And I think I will continue this as long as I can. But at the same time, I will set other challenges as well. In terms of competing, obviously that's not going to last forever. I will do that up to a certain period. But I'll still keep up the resistance training to keep the body looking as conditioned as possible, but set new challenges. Things like this, things like gymnastics.
What would be your suggestion for people? What are the best things, how you can motivate yourself?
I would suggest to maybe not just have one goal, but have several goals. Because it kind of makes it more motivating for you. Because sometimes, like, you can have that one goal that might fall out of place for whatever reason, that might not motivate you anymore. But if you've got others that lead you in the same direction, it makes you that bit more hungry to reach that destination.
But at what point you realize that in order to be happy and in order to do what you really enjoy, that you have to do something when you're very passionate about? Because that's like a kind of recipe for any successful career. It's about what you're passionate about. At what point you realize that that's, if I'm not going to find my passion, I'm not going to be happy, because you were jumping from one job to another job. The main focus was probably income, pay your bills, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what clicked in you saying, you know what, it's enough?
Just looking back at it at the time when I looked at the magazine, it was, I didn't really think, oh, further in the future, this is where I want to be, but I just had this, it was almost like the right question that popped in my head at the time. Why shouldn't I be doing this? What makes this person better than me? When I looked at that person, I thought, well, I look better than that person, so why shouldn't I be doing it?
So basically, that was the one. You were 30 then when you realized that.
Yeah.
Roughly 30 years old. So it wasn't like in your head, I'm 30 years old, and why I didn't have this revelation or this turning point earlier? Didn't you think like, if I would be 16 now, if I would be 17 now, or you didn't really thought about it? Let's just move on.
It's weird. No, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it. I mean, I enjoyed training, and that was it. I just passionately trained just for me. It was like escapism. I felt great when I finished, and that was it, just for me. Not like I want a career path out of it. I want to compete.
Very often, this is the thing. What happens as soon as person decides that this is something what they can do. Doesn't matter if anyone is paying me for that. It doesn't matter for that, and they're happy with that. This is what they have to do in their lives, you know. And it's like I can, relate to that as well. This was a very good conversation here. We touched upon some serious stuff, some less serious stuff.